Hey, so what's going on, guys? My name's Violent. Welcome to GRIZZombies. We're gonna find out what exactly went down in Infinite Warfare. There were some things that changed. I just got a notification from Infinity Ward, said there was a quick update this morning, and that was on the 26th of May, which was yesterday for me. So we're gonna find out what was all involved in these patch notes, and yeah, I got them right here for us. So I'm gonna read them out and showcase exactly what has changed. Let's see if we get any sort of message of the day when we log in, because I also got to figure out if this is a game update, there it is, or a patch update. I'll show you how we find out right here. Just logging in. Update successful. Alright, let's get into zombies, let it fully load, then we'll check out if this is a patch or a new patch. Because I believe the last patch 1.2, no, 1. Let me look. 1.15. There wasn't a 1.16 update yet, because Black Ops 3's been having updates, so I've been covering Black Ops 3 for quite some time. But we're in Infinite Warfare, so this might potentially be 1.16. Let's have a look, see. There it is. Version 1.16 is what we're taking a look at. So, now that we've confirmed we're on patch 1.16, let's go ahead and look at what weapons were buffed and nerfed. There were a few weapon updates, so let's have a look at the auger. First of all, in the LMG section, we have our auger here. What happened to the auger? The Fury version, spread now becomes increasingly tighter the longer you fire. So, for the most part, as you're holding down the trigger firing, the crosshairs will get tighter, which is sort of a buff. So the auger got a buff. We're going to take a look now at the Volk, which is right here. If you have the Volk, the side-to-side recoil has been toned down slightly, so you'll have less recoil now, which is pretty awesome. That's another buff for the Volk. Now we're going to look at the RVN, which is also an assault rifle right here. This sucker here you can spread apart and get those brass knuckles, you know what I mean? The range has been slightly reduced. So it got nerfed for how far it can shoot. But fire time between bullets has been reduced as well. Oh damn. Slower fire rate and slower aim down sights. A total nerf on the RVN. That sucks. So let's look at the VPR, which is the next one. VPR, right here. The Yokai is what I got out. This is my baby. This sucker rocks. If you can get this out of the box, money, straight up. The VPR brought the shortest damage range in slightly. So the damage range distances, there's a short, a medium, and a long. The shortest damage range has been brought in slightly. So I would say that's sort of a nerf, not a buff, because like zombies got to get closer to you and you cause more damage. But it's still not a bad one, you know what I mean? It's not very detrimental to the weapon. This weapon's still kick-ass. Highly still recommend it. So the Trencher is the next weapon that got changed, and it bumped some aim down sight values back towards SMG characteristics. I don't know what that means. Bump some aim down sight sway values. Okay, the sway values have been bumped towards SMG characteristics. I mean, if it wasn't already, maybe people have thought this was somewhat of an assault rifle type class, based on the stats. It maybe performed a lot like an assault rifle, even though it was an SMG. So maybe this is trying to make it more of an SMG, I'm guessing. Still should feel closer to ARs in this regard, however. Okay, so it's still feels like an assault rifle, even according to these guys. So the Titan is the next one we're going to look at. This is an LMG here. What happened to the Titan? Adjust the FOV on the Epic Scout default sight to provide a larger view and enhanced default zoom. The FOV on the Epic Scout's default sight. What the? The Scout on the Epic Scout's default sight. Huh. So there's an adjusted FOV on this site that was changed, and enhanced zoom default was changed as well. Anyways, I don't know. Not really an important change at all, I guess. The HVR, here it is. Okay, we found it, fellas. The HVR Gemini, if you do have that version. Its hip fire accuracy improved slightly, so you got a buff on the HVR if you tend to fancy that weapon, you know what I'm saying? You got yourself a buff on that one. As for other things that have changed, if we go ahead and let's just load real quick a custom match. We're not going to actually start a game, but let's look at our maps here for a second. We now have 3 maps. Our 4th map is coming. We're getting teasers for DLC 3. It's on the way, you know what I'm saying? And what changed is some more various map fixes, and I know we hate that term, but it's very vague. A few other things did change in here that they're not telling us. They're probably pretty small changes, nothing too important. Changes to zombie spawns, stuff like that, I'm not sure. But that's usually what various map fixes means, and they're prepping for upcoming weekly featured mode, R&R, Mosh Pit, Search and Rescue, Reinforce. So that's coming as well to Infinite Warfare. If you guys are interested in that type of stuff right now, I know Black Ops 3 is pretty hot, and I know I'm covering that on my channel as well, but breaking it down with the patch notes, this is what we're looking at right now in Infinite Warfare Zombies. If you guys are still out there grinding away, hopefully you have completed the Easter eggs so far. And right now, a lot of us out here, we're pretty much beat these Easter eggs, and for high rounds and stuff, we're playing Zombies Chronicles. But we're coming back each time there's an event, so we will have a DLC 3 event coming up soon. And just to give you an update on that, we will be collecting our 4th soul key in that process, and that's one step closer to the final DLC, which will allow us to unlock the super Easter egg, which is primarily what I'm covering on my channel. Not so much the main Easter egg, but the collective portions of the Easter eggs leading to the super Easter egg. That's what's important to me, because it's the first time we're really probably going to have a really good super Easter egg, and I'm really excited for that. Let me know if you guys are too in the comments, and also drop a like on this video if you're liking the material so far. Let's take a look here what we're seeing in the store. I like to check the store from time to time. I don't know if you guys like to do that, but you know, I don't just buy everything I see. I just I tend to check it out sometimes just to see if anything new has popped up. And so far, yeah, we got DLC 1 here, it was Sabotage, DLC 2 Continuum, and those were all good DLCs. Soon we'll have DLC 3, and if I could give you an update right now on that, let me go ahead and check Lee Ross out on Twitter here. I'm actually going to make this full screen so you guys can see it. Let's go ahead and make that full screen. We got Lee Ross here, and he got a new display picture. If you guys haven't seen it, there it is. And make sure you're following the right Lee Ross, okay? Because 23_ Lee Ross is the guy you want to be following. There's other ones out there claiming to be them, but they're just fan pages. This is the real Lee Ross, and some of the things he's tweeted so far about DLC 3. If I just scroll down for a bit, we can get some of the very first teasers, and I believe this was it right here. as promised, sneak peek at the DLC 3's poster. Another amazing piece of work from our ultra talented art director Jake Geiger. More info to come, and it's just like a portion of the actual picture. We can see a sailboat in the back, but as we move up we'll see our next amount of teasers, but nothing too important yet. Now we get some juicy stuff. So this is Moon, and the last thing we did see in DLC 2's ending with the Rat King boss, we killed him out, and then we get a flash of what appears to be a black and white scene. We're looking at her hands, and it somewhat gave us a Dracula-like feel. Looking at this image here now, we see a moon that's encompassed with clouds, and I'm not sure if this is hinting even more at the whole Frankenstein theory that we got going on. Is Frankenstein going to be resurrected in the middle of an apocalypse? Is that what's going to be going down? Because that would be just epic. Here's the next thing we got. Another tease for our next horror-infested Wyler production. You're in for a scary good time. And it looks like an S or something might be curving right here. Very small portion of the overall picture. I don't know. So here we go. Just reviewed the final intro and outro cinematics for DLC 3. So the intro and outro is done. Can't wait to share more fun stuff coming soon to a theater near you. So that's our latest review on DLC 3. I mean, this is the best place to find information, is Lee Ross's Twitter. He updates us about the Zombies mode directly, and I don't know if this is a push that Call of Duty's doing, but Zombies is becoming big, and Blundell even decided to come out to our community out of nowhere and start talking to us. So it's pretty damn awesome that we actually have interactions with these guys now. And so this is the latest update with Lee Ross there. So let's switch back here to the gameplay. There we go. And so that's the latest news on the DLC. Some things that were introduced here. We had Method Man, Ozzy Man, and Ken Jeong is now a voice that you can get, a voice pack for multiplayer. I don't think you really see anything in Zombies for that, but yeah, I've reached level 103. I haven't really been grinding this too much. There doesn't seem to really be a point to it yet, because it's just like playing the other Zombies modes that I love. I mean, you play survival mode, you know, and survival you can only play so much of. It's like trying to play multiplayer and you only have team deathmatch to play. There's no domination, there's no search and destroy. Here's an idea. How about we go around and actually play team deathmatch in Zombies happening? So we make it an actual mode, we go to public match, bam, we don't necessarily pick our map because it would be survival as another option, but we would have team deathmatch, domination, and all that stuff would be live, and Zombies could be coming at you while you're trying to kill the other team. It'd be very fast paced. They say it's high octane as the mode. That's how they describe Zombies, and that would be high octane at its fullest. So I would love to see that come to actual Zombies someday. Hopefully Sledgehammer brings it to reality. I mean, it would be cool to have a hardcore fan base that was really good at multiplayer in Zombies. So kind of bridge the gap there, and that would be really fun. But yeah, just an idea. Anyways, that's about it for update 1.16. Let's wrap that up by taking one last look up here. 1.16, and that's pretty much all that's changed. There were some weapon nerfs and some weapon buffs that were pretty interesting, and other than that, it was just prepping for a new mode that's coming. They got featured modes that happen every week, so if there are important patches, I will be keeping you updated on my channel. I do a lot of patch notes, so if this is something that you enjoy doing and watching, then by all means subscribe, and I support the hell out of that. Let me know in the comment section right now if you subscribed, and I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys in the next patch notes video. Violent out.